Single lane backups. Zombie traffic. They're a symptom of a problem. They are not the problem. They're never the problem. Where they lead to is always the problem. In the last clip, I was trying to kind of knock that home just a little harder by explaining why this seems to be so organized. Right? All this traffic, this lineup of traffic is trying to get to this same lane over here. In this quadrant, they're lined up in the fourth. Here, they're lined up in the third. And here, they're lined up in the second. Right? So, this roundabout seems organized, and it's organized because of the streets. And what I'm trying to say is, this lineup is not the problem. What it leads to is, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to deal with, this roundabout has a few things to it, and I can't call them, well, they are problems. But there are a few attributes that we can fix. Such as, if you saw that last video and you understand about lane reservation and lane forcing, then you know what's going on here, don't you? Why everybody's being pushed into the fifth lane. All this traffic, this is all through traffic in this lane, right? If these two lanes are actually being reserved for that 6 lane and that 6 lane, because there's only four lanes, so they got to do what they got to do because the lane limitation, and this 6 lanes calling for 2, and this lanes, or the 6 lanes calling for 2, which adds up to 4, and it's pushing everybody into the 5th lane. Right? So the best thing to do is reduce the amount of reserved lanes, right? Seeing that these two streets meet up at the same point up there, I could probably eliminate this one from the roundabout and reduce this down to 2 lanes, because if all this traffic is the through traffic trying to get beyond these 2 points, then that's not a lot of traffic coming down here that needs to access this. Mind you, there's traffic coming from here that's heavier than there that needs to access this. Oh yeah, there's a few problems here. Now, of course, a roundabout's supposed to work this way, but there's such collision points here. Such collision points. I like this idea of a main feed. Let me give it this a little speed. Speed 3? Okay. Because personally, I love watching volume traffic. I just love watching volume traffic. They could happen a little nicer though, right? I mean, if you understand the rule, the slower or the sharper the turn, the slower they take it. Then if I had this all curved and bent and stuff, see? Oh, that's pedestrians. Yeah, a lot of this is going out there. This is a separate issue. Today, let's just get them out of that lane. I fear what they're going to do after that, but right now, let's get them out of that lane and see what happens. Let's put, down to here. So what did I say I was going to do? I was going to change this to a smaller lane street and then disconnect this one. So it's smaller lane street. And disconnect this so it has to be a 2-way. Will you give me the 1-way now? Thank you. I wonder. Did I get them all? Okay. Are we good to go? No. Oh, that. Okay, that gets disconnected. Okay. So, if this works the way it should work, all the commercial traffic that needs to go there He's got 2 lanes, probably in lane and a half, isn't it? Yeah, there's only 1 dedicated and is shared. So yeah, that's why I call it 1.5. But what should happen now is all these people that are trying to fight for the 5th lane, they should be actually piling into the 2nd lane now. It would be nice if they actually used all 3 lanes. Not sure why they're not using the last lane, like the 4th lane. Unless the 4th lane is dedicated to this part. Because that's only 4 lanes. Yeah, that sounds logical. That's a 4-lane highway, that's a 4-lane highway. 6-lane road. That's a 6-lane road. Give this a bit of speed here. So they're still in the 3rd lane. They're starting to move over though, aren't they? And are they creeping down to the 1st lane? So now here's the new collision point. Like that wasn't enough there. They're still like in the 5th lane, 4th lane. Okay, that's the 3rd lane. That should be for through traffic. Actually, that's being called for through traffic too, isn't it? Very few people are doing that. They mean to go from 5th to the 4th, some to the 3rd. Or the 3rd, 4th. Now they're in the 2nd? No. Look at that. Okay, so we fixed one problem to show us another problem, which is standard, right? I mean, when you start making roads faster, those faster roads or that faster volume, oh my gosh, he's having a hell of a time. That faster volume will stop and clog up again, right? At the first slow point. I guess choke point? Hey, there we go, look. They're reserving 1 lane for right turns. That's a shared lane for right turns. And here we go. They're in the 1st lane. They're crowding the 1st lane. But, at a good note, they're no longer in the roundabout, are they? Which is a drag. You can't see that pattern anymore. No, of course. No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So getting them stuck into the right lane is actually not a bad thing, because it's better than putting them there. Unfortunately, it creates a collision point here, possibly here. Oh, I'm glad to see that they're using 2 lanes to go in. But this... what's causing that? Till next time, we'll take it from there. Alright? Ciao for now. Oh my gosh, what have I done?